All right, thanks, guys. Got some really good news for you. One, it's Friday. Happy Friday to you. The weekend is finally here. And number two, we're currently hitting at 62% of our last 26 board member package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. We're also hitting at 63% in our last 16 college basketball package plays on that site as well. Link for that site is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/Brock Page. Now we have ourselves a really exciting night of NBA action, so let's go ahead and get into it. Beginning with the Lakers taking on the Heat, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Miami. The Lakers are the 5.5-point favorite, total at 214. We saw a 2-point move toward the Lakers and movement downward on the total. The Lakers open as the 3.5-point favorite, up to minus 5.5. Total open 214.5, down to 214 even. 62% of the consensus are leaning toward the Lakers, 52% shaded toward the over. And right now the Heat are plus 205 on the money line. Now Miami's kind of struggled to cover the point spread as of late. They failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4 games. They're also just 4-6 straight up as the official Vegas underdog. Now the Lakers on the other side, 22-3 overall for the year. They've been outstanding. They're also 12-1 straight up when traveling, and they have successfully covered the point spread in their last 5 straight. They rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 3 in field goal percentage. Anthony Davis is averaging 27 points a game, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. LeBron James, 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, 11 assists. And Kyle Kuzma is averaging 11 points a game and 3 rebounds as well. The Lakers rank in the top 5 in points allowed, top 5 in defensive rebounding. They're also in the top 3 in defensive rebounding on the road. Now, when it comes to this total, Los Angeles is 70% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, 3 out of Miami's last 6 stayed under the number themselves. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and lean toward the Lakers minus 5 and the under 214 in that game. Next matchup, Rockets taking on the Magic, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Orlando. The Rockets are the 6.5-point favorite, total at 222. Saw a half a point move toward Houston and movement downward on the total. The Rockets open as the 6-point favorite, up to minus 6.5. Total open 225.5. Total open 222.5, down to 222 even. 71% are on the Rockets, 53% shaded toward the over. And right now, the Magic are plus 245 on the money line. Now, Vucevic and Fultz are listed as doubtful for tonight's action. Orlando is really struggling to cover the point spread at home this year. Out of their 13 home games, they've covered just 4 of them. They also rank in the bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 3 in offensive field goal percentage, losers in their last 2 straight games. A couple more things to add about Orlando. They're really struggling from downtown. And as a matter of fact, they rank in the bottom 3 in three-point percentage, bottom 3 in home offensive scoring. Now, Houston on the other side, winners in 5 out of their last 7. They're averaging 120 points per contest. They're just 1 game back of first place in the Southwest Division, and they've had marquee wins over Toronto and Miami in their last 7. They rank in the top 3 in scoring, top 5 in offensive rebounding. James Harden is averaging 39 points per contest, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals. Russell Westbrook, not too shabby himself, 23 points a game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. And Clint Capella, 15 rebounds a game he's averaging. He's also averaging 14 points a game and 2 blocks. The Rockets rank in the top 3 in road scoring, top 10 in road offensive rebounding. 3 out of Houston's last 4, ironically, did stay under the total. They're also 9-3 to the under in their last dozen. Meanwhile, Orlando 3-0 to the under in their last 3 themselves, 8-5 to the under at home. Orlando really struggles to put points on the board, so I do think this one should stay under the number. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take the Rockets minus 6 and the under 222 in that contest. Next game, Pelicans taking on the Sixers, and that's going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in South Philly at the Wells Fargo Center. If you're in town for that game, or if you're in town for the weekend for the Army-Navy game, you can go to Geno's, and they will be giving $2 off a cheesesteak with valid military ID. So anyway, not a plug for Geno's. I don't know Gino Vento personally, but just figure if you're in town for that, you should definitely take advantage of that. And we do thank all our country's servicemen and servicewomen who are currently serving and who have served. But anyway, Philadelphia is -7 in that game. Totals at 223. We saw a 1-point fade of Philly and movement upward on the total. The Sixers opened as the 8-point favorite, down to -7. Total opened 222.5 up to 223. 75% are leaning Sixers, 76% shaded toward the over. Right now the Pels are plus 245 on the money line. Now New Orleans have lost their last 10 straight. They're the coldest team in the association right now. Once again, a 10-game losing streak for New Orleans. They're just 2-10 straight up on the road. Bottom 3 in points allowed. Bottom 3 in defensive field goal percentage. A couple more disparaging things about the Pelicans. They failed to cover 9 out of their last dozen on the road. They're just 3-14 straight up as the dog. They rank in the bottom 5 in defensive rebounding. Bottom 3 in points allowed on the road. Really, the story with this Pelicans team is you can score at will against them. Now, Philadelphia on the other side, nice little 4-game winning streak for them. They're also 8-1 straight up in their last 9. Still one of the few teams that are undefeated at home this year. As a matter of fact, Philadelphia is 13-0 at the Wells Fargo Center this year. They are first in points allowed at home. Joel Embiid's averaging 23 points a game, 12 rebounds. Toby Harris, 19 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And, of course, Al Horford, tough name, Al Horford, 14 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Of course, Al Horford's listed as questionable for tonight's action. I'll have to write his name out phonetically on the notes next time. Anyway, total-wise, Philadelphia, 70% to the under in their last 10, 9-4 to the under at home. I'm going to lean toward the home chalk in this one. Give me the Sixers -7 and the under 223 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Friday's NBA action. And once again, guys, happy Friday to you. The weekend is finally here. Now, before we dive into some more NBA action, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again, we've gone 62% our last 26 board member package plays on that website. We're also hitting at 63% our last 16 college basketball package plays on that site as well. We do daily premium selections on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, dude, why would I sign up for your Patreon page when you're giving the picks for free right here on YouTube? Well, I will address that question at the end of this show here today. I will address that question at the end of the program. But in the meantime, if you're curious and you want to check out my current Patreon record for free right now, you can do that. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. It's right on the homepage. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Pacers taking on the Hawks, 7:30 Eastern tip-off in Atlanta. The Pacers are the 5.5-point favorite on the road. Totals at 224. We saw pretty good movement on both the sides and the total in this one. We actually saw a 1-point fade of Indiana with regard to the spread, and we saw a 3-point move upward on the total. The Pacers opened 6.5 down to -5.5. Total opened 221 up to 224. 63% of the consensus are leaning toward the Pacers, 65% leaning toward the over. And right now, the Hawks are plus $1.95 on the money line. Now, if you like the Hawks in an upset here, it's going to be tough sledding for you. They've dropped 8 out of their last 10. They're also really struggling at home this year, just 3-8 straight up on their home court. They rank in the bottom 3 in offensive rebounding, bottom 3 in points allowed. Defensively, they're allowing 119 points per contest. They also rank in the bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. And out of their 25 games played this year, they've won in just 6 of them. 6-19 straight up overall for the year. Now, on the other side for the Pacers, Malcolm Brogdon having a great year. 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. TJ Warren, 18 points a game, 3 rebounds for him. And Domantas Sabonis, if he can stay on the court, 18 points a game for him, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists for Sabonis. This Indiana team, pretty solid. 16-9 straight up overall for the year. Top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. Top 10 in points allowed. Very sturdy defense. And when it comes to this total, believe it or not, the Hawks, 4-0 to the over in their last 4. 70% to the over in their last 10. I know it's been tabbed as an under better, but I do think this one should fly over the total. I'm going to lean toward the Pacers -5 after buying the half a point. and the over 224 in that contest. Next matchup. Bucks taking on the Grizzlies, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Memphis. The Bucks are the 9.5-point favorite, total at 228. We did see a 1.5-point move toward Milwaukee and movement downward on the total. The Bucks open as the 8-point favorite, up to 9.5. Total open 228.5, down to 228 even. 65% are leaning Milwaukee, 88% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Grizzlies are plus 415 at home. They're also just 3-7 straight up in their last 10. This Memphis squad really struggling on their home court. Losers in 10 out of their 13 home games this year. They also went just 5-8 against the spread in those 13 games. They rank the bottom 10 in offensive three-point percentage, bottom 5 in points allowed, bottom 10 in defensive three-point percentage. They're giving up 117 points per contest on their home court. Well, that's not going to bode well for them because they're taking on a Bucks team who's won their last 16-0 straight up in their last 16 games, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6. They rank first in scoring on average per game, first in offensive rebounding, first in defensive field goal percentage as well. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 31 points a game, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Chris Middleton, 18 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists for him. And Eric Bledsoe, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists for Bledsoe. This Milwaukee offense is dropping 119 points per contest on the road this year. They rank first in offensive rebounding on the road as well. 5 out of Milwaukee's last 8 did stay under the number. They're also 7-5 to the under when traveling. Memphis on the other side, 5-2 to the under in their last 7 themselves. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and lean Milwaukee -9 and the under 228 in that matchup. Next game, it